Hello everyone, Dave here, back with another video. I hope you all are well. Um, I finally did it. This was something I mentioned in especially my Spider-Man fake red video review thing. Was I was getting a PS5 and I finally did. I have one. I own it. I worked super hard for it and did a lot of did some overtime at work and did all that cool stuff, and now we have it. And they're a long weekend this weekend, because of Veterans Day. Say a prayer for, say thanks and say a prayer for all the veterans, and, people currently serving. But in honor of the long weekend, I was just gonna chill and play video games all weekend. But I realized that it had been about 2 weeks since my last video, so I want to try to at least maintain some regularity here on the channel. So I wanted to film a video. And I couldn't think of one for the life of me because I've spent so long playing my new console, as I'm sure, all my fellow gamers out there can attest to. When you get that new console, those new games, you want to just play them all. But I thought, you know what, let's turn that into a video. And I want to give you guys some of my first impressions on the PlayStation 5 and a little tidbit about the games I've been playing. Not really a full-fledged review of the system or of these games, but just like my initial thoughts. I thought that maybe could be a fun concept and open some fun conversation. If y'all out there play on PlayStation, or if y'all are Xbox or PC people and want to chime in nicely, of course. I don't want to start any console wars here, but want to chime in to be like, oh, hey, that's cool. Here on Xbox, we have blah, blah, blah. Because, like, for example, y'all PC and Xbox people got Starfield. I've heard from some that it's the greatest game ever. I've heard from others that it sucks. So I don't know who to believe. So, stuff like that, let me know. But anyway, my personal experience, I've got my PlayStation up here. We're going to go over just my game library, and I'm going to just go through and talk about some of the games I've been playing. So first up, the big one, the one that I was the most excited for, the reason I had to get a PS5, of course, Spider-Man 2. If you guys have been pretty much anywhere, as long as you're not living under a rock, you've heard about how amazing this game is. Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, is like the perfect game, in my opinion. It is still my favorite game of all time. And I might do a video about like how much that game means to me, because this game does almost everything better. But on an emotional level, the original Spider-Man PS4 is still my personal favorite game. And again, I may do a video as to why that is, but that's a whole other that's a whole other rabbit hole. I think somebody's mowing the lawn outside, so that's fun. But anyway, Spider-Man 2 is, there's more to do. The gameplay is more refined. There's more skills. Obviously, double the Spider-Men, because you can play as Miles and Peter. A lot of, some great cameos by characters. I won't spoil anything, but great, cameos, villains. The story itself is fantastic. The web slinging is still fun. Obviously, it's Spider-Man. Like, Insomniac knocks it out of the park with these games, and they've been killing it, and they're going to continue to kill it. The only thing I will say that I think I like better about the first game was the suits. Now, the suits in Spider-Man 2 are phenomenal, don't get me wrong, and there's a lot more of them. But I think the suit-wise, it was kind of, in this game, in Spider-Man 2, it was more quantity, and in the first one, it was more quality. Because you have a lot of really cool suits, but a lot of them are also kind of like what-if sort of suits, or just like color variants or swaps on suits. But in the previous Spider-Man, you had like the manga suit, you had the Fantastic Four, like the paper bag over the head suit. You had, obviously the Scarlet Spider suit, which is in this game. But you had, a bunch of other suits that some of them are in Spider-Man 2, but not all of them, which I think is kind of a little bit of a disappointment. Doesn't at all break the game for me, and a lot of the new suits are very cool, but some of them are just kind of color variants of existing suits, or just kind of made up for this specific game, and not actual, like, you know, suits from like the comics. You know what I mean? Which is totally fine. I appreciate Insomniac, doing their own thing. And like, for example, Miles's new suit. Again, I'm not spoilers on anything, but he gets like a new suit, which I guess is a spoiler, but it's not spoiling how it looks. So, but people have been clowning on it, saying it sucks. I think it's fine. I think it's a fine suit. Um, but the one thing I love about Spider-Man in all the suits, both Peter and Miles, is there's a lot of history there with both of them, especially in the original PS4 Spider-Man. That I was kind of hoping that would transfer over to this game, but it's still very good. But we've got a lot to talk about. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but seeing as how we're 5 minutes in, and I've only talked about one game, and I spent most of that talking about the suits, it might be a longer video. So let's move on. Next, still on the Spider-Man train, Miles Morales. I played it once on the PS4. Actually, my coworker had it on PS5 and just gave it to me, just because he knew I was getting the PS5, and he's like, "Hey, I played it already. I'm not gonna play it again. So do you want it?" And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" So shout out to him. But I haven't played it yet. I think I'm gonna save it for Christmas because it's a very Christmassy game. But also, with how much I adore Spider-Man, I want to play other games, because all I've been playing is Spider-Man 2. And I think sometime last week I finally beat the campaign, and I'm almost 100% complete. The only thing I have to do is find a few more of the spider bots, those little assholes, and I can't for the life of me find them. So I'm definitely gonna find them. I'm gonna 100% the game, just like I did with the original Spider-Man. I 100%ed that game 6 times, because I just love it so much. I don't think I'm gonna do it 6 times with Spider-Man 2, because it's just way too big. But it's still, I still want to 100% it at least once. And the same thing with Miles Morales, because I didn't 100% it on the PS4. I played through the story and a bunch of the content, but that was like around the tail end of when I got rid of my PS4. So, but definitely around Christmas, I'll pick Miles Morales back up and play it again, because every time like I try to start a new game, I just keep thinking to myself, I could be playing Spider-Man right now. Like, this game is fun, but Spider-Man, I could be playing that. So it feels good to have finally finished it. I mean, it's one of those games that it sucks when you're done, because you just want to keep playing it, and it's such a travesty that I will never be able to play Spider-Man 2 for the first time ever again, unless like time travel becomes a thing. But otherwise, great game. And obviously Miles Morales is a great game too. I gotta get off the Spider-Man train because I'm just gonna keep talking about it. Next we have The Ascent, which was actually free with my PS Plus subscription. PS Plus, I didn't realize that they changed up a lot, because I got rid of my PlayStation 4 like 3 or 4 years ago, and I've just been exclusively a Switch guy ever since. So I didn't, I wasn't aware of all these changes. But they still have the monthly games for PS Plus, but they kind of also have a bit of a catalog, kind of like Xbox's Game Pass type deal. Not nearly as big, but they still have some quality stuff on there. And one of those is The Ascent, which is a game that I played for a little bit on my PC, but I don't have the strongest PC, so it kind of didn't run the best. But I could definitely see that there's a game there that I really think I'd like. So I downloaded it. It was free. And I played it for about an hour, and I just couldn't get into it. I definitely think I will like it eventually. It's one of those games that you kind of just need to find the right time for, I think. But yeah, so far I liked it. Next we got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Growing up, I was more of a Jack and Daxter guy and like a Sly Cooper guy. I never really got into Ratchet and Clank. But I'm loving this game. I'm really enjoying it. I'm about 4 hours in, and so far it is so fun to play. It looks gorgeous. It is one of the most beautiful games. Just the art style and the different planets and worlds. It's a very pretty game. And it's nice, as much as I love being able to like sink my teeth into a big game and play it for 40, 50, 60 hours or whatever. Games like this, and of course Spider-Man 2, because I can't help but go 2 seconds without talking about Spider-Man 2. Games like that where it's like a pretty contained storyline, you play it, you're done. Like, I have been enjoying those more as I've gotten older. One, just because with work and with other interests and stuff, you get busier. You don't have as much time as you did when you were a kid to sit there and just play a game for 10 hours a day. um, but it's nice to have those kind of self-contained stories where it's like you play it through, you have a great time, and you're done. And I like Ratchet and Clank for that. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of other stuff recently, so I kind of haven't played it in a minute, but I'm definitely gonna pick it back up soon. Next, we have Near Replicant. Again, another free PlayStation Plus game. I haven't played it on here yet, but I played it on the PS4 and I really loved it, and I never got the chance to finish it. So I, downloaded it here again, and I'm gonna get around to it at some point. Next, we got what might be a controversial one. It's Hogwarts Legacy. I did wait and buy it used, so I would not be directly supporting J.K. Rowling. Like, I tracked down a used copy. I know that may not be the best way to do that. Probably in some people's eyes, avoiding the game altogether is probably the right move. And I do not want to start a situation on that. I really, I don't want, that to become the basis of what this video is. So I'm not going to touch on that too long, but I do want to make it clear that I didn't just ignore the situation surrounding this game. Like, I wanted to play it as ethically as I could. Now, no consumption under capitalism is technically ethical. But I wanted to at least try my best to not directly support her if I could help it. But the reason that I still really felt the need to play this game is because it looks fun, and it is. Like, it's still just a fun game. My buddy played it. He said it's one of the best games he's ever played, and I'm about, I think, like 20 hours in, and I am loving it. The combat's fun. The story's interesting. The characters, some of these characters, especially these little posh, all these little posh Brits running around, are so cute. Like, they're so cute. I love these characters. The fashion, the drip, the wizard drip is so good. And it's just a very fun, kind of cozy game. It sucks that there's, a lot of discrepancy and controversy around it, because I really wish that more people could have played it. And honestly, like, even despite that, I think it did way better than Portkey Games was expecting it to, because there's no DLC apparently, which is kind of cool in a way, because, like, again, it's definitely longer than something like a Spider-Man 2 or a Ratchet and Clank. But the fact that once you're done, you're done. I've heard that playing it through a second time, doing a different house or whatever is a fun move. But there's really no. It's a very, like, linear open world RPG, if that makes sense. Like, the whole, like, Hogwarts and the surrounding areas are open for you to explore, but the story and your progression is very linear in that sense. It's kind of less of an RPG and more of an action game. So hopefully, if they do make a Hogwarts Legacy 2 or whatever it would be, they kind of do a little bit more of the RPG stuff. Because I like some of these students I get introduced to, it's like I want to learn more about them, but there's no, like, relationship system. I can't, like, just go talk to them whenever I want to. I can't, like, there's no, like, party system, at least to my knowledge. Maybe that gets unlocked later. Or so, again, a lot of this stuff could be later down the road, but as of right now, there's none of that in the game. So I would love, like, I met, like, Natty and Poppy. I love Poppy, and I would love to, like, hang out with them more and, like, go on quests with them, or, like, And I saw one comment on a Hogwarts Legacy review that was like, oh, it would be really cool if this had the Persona treatment, where it was like a day system, and you had all this stuff, and you could choose what to do with your day. Because like the classes, one thing that they said is like you could go to classes and learn all this stuff. You can't just like go whenever you want. It's not like Bully where you like go to class and you like level up your potion skill, or you level up your herbology skill, and then like some other wizards may be like, oh, I'm super interested in the combat and stuff. Like me, I love combat. But other people may say like, oh no, I'm a big like potions guy and I love potions. But those are just kind of quests that you just kind of unlock and do like as you're progressing the story and everything else. It's not just something that you can just go do. So if they like threw the like persona aspect in there of like each day you like choose what you want to do and just build your character that way, that could be cool. Or if they at least did the class mechanics similar to how Rockstar did it with Bully, where you could go and do them and like level them up and stuff, that would be cool as well. But yeah, so I've been really enjoying it. I really have been. Yeah. Anyway, another game that I just started playing today is Marvel's Midnight Suns. This game, I'm literally only an hour or two in, and so far, I gotta say, the gameplay is so much fun. Firaxis knows how to make a good kind of tactical game. I can definitely see it being a lot of fun gameplay wise, but the story is okay so far. It's not terrible, but it's fine. But these characters are literally the worst rendition of these Marvel characters I think I've ever seen in my life. Tony Stark, more like Anthony Stark. Who is this guy? He looks like a Boston or Chicago cop. Hey Hunter, you want to go watch the Bears after we defeat Lilith over here, guy? Like, that's what I'm expecting them to say. And like, it's so like I haven't even unlocked the like relationship system yet, but I saw like reviews saying like you have to bond and like do activities with these characters, and it's like there's one side quest where it's like Blade and whoever has a book club because he has a crush on Captain Marvel, but then Steve shows up because he hears about the book club, and then it's kind of harsh in the buzz of the vibe. And then Captain America thinks that Blade put on the book club because he wants to become friends. And it's like, bro, what are we in? What are we, 12? Are we in 7th grade right now? What are we doing? Like, we're supposed to be superheroes. And we're like, gosh, I don't know if Captain Marvel likes me. Should I do a book club? It's like, bro, I don't care. What is this? Like, I don't get it. But it's like, honestly, it might be like so bad that it's funny. I'm kind of low-key excited to unlock those features in the game. But it does, credit where credit's due, it does have a few little things like for comic fans. Like there are a few little like jabs and like references to other heroes and other storylines and other comics that, like, being a fan, you'll hear that and you'll be like, oh, I remember that, or oh, that's pretty cool. And then after each mission, they like give you like a little comic book panel of like the heroes that were in the mission, which is kind of cool. And the combat, the gameplay, the mission, moment to moment gameplay is fantastic, and that's why you play this game. At least so far, in my opinion. The characters suck, but they do have my man Yuri playing Spider-Man again, so. He's Spider-Man's going to be on my team. When I unlock him, he's going to be on my team whenever I get the chance to have him. Next, we've got Aliens Fireteam Elite, a game that I played on the PS4 and didn't play enough of. It's the free game of the month this month of November, so if you got PS Plus, give it a shot because it's fantastic. It's a Aliens game that I think was slept on. It's it doesn't have the greatest story. It's not like, gonna blow you out of the water, but the gameplay is so much fun. The guns sound great. They sound like they're out of the movie. The aliens are on the walls and everything, and especially playing this with friends, like, you'll be like, oh, dude, he's over there, or oh, he's over there, and like, everybody, like, the different classes have, like, different skills and stuff to help other classes, or help other Marines in your squad, and it's just fun. It's just dumb fun. I do want to try the new Aliens game, Dark Descent. That looks pretty interesting as well. So we'll give that a shot. Next, we've got City Skylines. It was free with the PlayStation Plus. I played it on the PS4. It's just a nice little chill out game. Nothing crazy there. Um, Next, we got For Honor, which was free with PS Plus. I actually, honestly, I really love For Honor. I played it a lot on the PS4, and I was really happy to get back into it. Just something about it. It's just really fun. I mean, the combat system is really cool. They've released like a lot, like price wise. I don't know. It kind of values based on person to person. But like credit where credit's due to Ubisoft, they released some pretty decent content afterwards, and like there's a lot of support for this game still to this day, and a lot of people who, like to my knowledge, play it religiously and still really like it. And I'm one of those people. I love like building up a new class or a new hero, and like just seeing how cool I can make them look. Like at the end of the day, for fashion, it's for fashion, Um, but the combat's fun, and that's again, it's another game that you just play for the gameplay, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. I love For Honor so much, I really do. Astro's Playroom. It was the little like game that came with the console. It's nothing crazy. It's a very simple platformer, but it really like hones in on just what the new DualShock controller can do. Like you'll be playing like through a raining section, and you'll feel and hear like little pitter patters, and you for a split second have to be like, dude, is my controller getting wet? Like is it raining in my room? And like it's crazy how just all the science and the technology that's packed into this controller. You can like, it's pretty simple. Like, they had it on the DS, but like blow into the mic to get stuff to move, which that's not that crazy. Again, that was on the DS, but like all the features and all the little gizmos and gadgets that go into this thing is freaking crazy. It's so nuts. What they've been able to do with that. So it's definitely worth playing. Also, it goes over a lot of PlayStation's history. Like a lot of the collectibles you can find are old, like PlayStation accessories and consoles and stuff. So it's kind of a cute little trip down memory lane. And then we have two more games. Necromunda Hired Gun. I played for maybe like an hour, and it's a game that I want to come back to. But similar to The Ascent, I just kind of wasn't feeling it at the time. But I definitely recognize that it's fun and do want to play it. But it's kind of not something I want to play right now. Actually, I have 3 games left. So, well, 2 now. Gotham Knights is free on with the PlayStation Plus subscription. A game that did not review well, but I still want to try just because I'm a big Batman fan. I played it for a little while and kind of liked it, but also couldn't really get into it. Similar to a few other games I talked about, definitely on the to play list. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I kind of, so far I thought it was fine. I know it does get pretty grindy, pretty whatever, but, the Court of the Owls is a very interesting, like, part of Batman lore, and I really want to see what they'll do with that in the story. And I'm a sucker for customization, so being able to, like, make, customize each character with different suits and whatever is fun, and, we'll see. And then the last but not least is honestly the only game that I've bought so far and regretted it. Which actually I haven't really bought that many games. Like a few of these were on sale, but a lot of these were with the PS Plus subscription. So again, I feel like it's pretty slept on. There's a lot of quality stuff for free, just for having PS Plus. So, if you have that, give it a shot, I guess. But luckily this I purchased on sale for like $15, but I still wish I hadn't. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I knew this got very poor reviews when it came out. I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed guy. let me change that. I like Assassin's Creed now. I like the newer games better than the older games because I never liked the combat. I'm not a big stealth guy, but I am a big history guy. So I loved running around, Italy, Renaissance Italy, the American colonies, the Caribbean. But I hated the combat in those games and the stealth. I just didn't like it. So Origins, Odyssey, like I actually like I know I'm gonna get struck by lightning, but I like those games. I actually really enjoyed Odyssey because it put me in that historical setting, but it let me play how I wanted to play. Which I know, like a lot of you may say, well, if you don't like stealth, then don't play Assassin's Creed. It's like fair enough, but that's what it is now. It is one of these RPG combat games, and that's what I like. So, I mean, I like it. Um, so Valhalla got review bombed and whatever because a lot of it was from fans being like, this isn't what I want anymore, which I totally understand. But a lot of it was also from people who were like, oh, it's too bloated. There's too much stuff. There's nothing. It's not interesting. There's a big a big slog of just whatever, which I get that most people don't like that. For me, I kind of like a game where I can just turn my brain off and play it, absent-mindedly while I listen to music or a podcast or whatever in the background. And I thought that's what Valhalla was going to be for me. But I don't even like playing the gameplay. I only played it for maybe 3 hours, and I didn't even get to like the crazy bloatedness of it. Like I didn't even unlock all of the side quests and everything else. I like the thing that turned me off was actually playing the game. I don't know what it was about it. I just couldn't. I didn't like how it felt to play. It felt clunky. It felt slow. And I know it's pretty hypocritical. Well, maybe not hypocritical, but it's weird for me to say that this felt clunky and slow, but Odyssey didn't. I don't know why that is. I don't know if they changed something. Maybe I'll have to try Odyssey again at some point. But I don't remember having that problem with Odyssey or with Origins. Yeah, the combat wasn't great. It was very button mashy. Like a lot of people have like warranted criticisms with Odyssey and Origins change to the combat, but I didn't feel like, for my personal taste, I didn't feel like it was bad like Valhalla's is. Like Valhalla was just not fun to play. So I dropped it after three hours, and it sucks because I hate feeling like I wasted my money. Like even if I buy a game that I don't like, at least I can, get it, a lot of times I'll get stuff physical. So it's like, okay, at least I can, go trade this back in. But this one, unfortunately, I did buy digitally because I really thought I was going to find something in it. If I can play Odyssey and like it, then I pretty much can play anything, right? That's at least what I thought. But I played this and I just couldn't get into it. Like I just didn't enjoy what I was playing. So I mean, I own it, obviously. Maybe I'll try it again someday. It'll be on the backlog. But maybe I'll try it again, see if I can get into it, maybe with a different mindset. After all, I had just played Spider-Man, and that game's all about very refined combat, speed, good stuff. So maybe jumping from that to Valhalla, I was looking at it through a different lens, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it again. We'll see. I'm not too worried about it right now, though. I just kind of hate that I wasted $15, but it is what it is. These things happen. But yeah, I mean, those have been the games that I have played. What I'm currently playing is Midnight Suns, Hogwarts Legacy, and a little bit of Fireteam Elite. Like everything else I'm kind of dabbling in, so technically I am playing all of these, but the ones that I'm currently like actively coming back to are probably those 3 games. But yeah, so Yeah, that was it. So far I'm very much enjoying the PS5. I think it's a great console. I think a lot of what they've done with it is great. I had my taste, soured on PlayStation because I had a PS4 and it got hacked and like someone bought like $300 worth of games, and I just didn't feel safe and I didn't even get to keep the games, which sucks. I did get my money back, but like they deleted all the games off of my fucking hard drive. Um, which I guess makes sense because I didn't own them, I didn't buy them, but it's like, dude, I went through so much. You could have at least given me like you could have let me keep those games. Like, come on. Um, but honestly, I didn't even want them because whoever purchased them bought like the dumbest. They brought like FIFA and not even the new FIFA at the time. They bought like FIFA 19. It's like, why? Why do you have why? Why are you buying this? Or actually, no, that was a few years ago, so it was probably like FIFA 18 or 17. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What was I saying? Nothing else. I guess that's the end of the video. This was a half an hour long video, so I hope you stuck around and enjoyed me talking and rambling, which is really every video on my channel. So thanks for that. I appreciate it. Let me know what games you guys have been playing, just in general. It doesn't have to be PS5. I just love talking games as much as I enjoy anime, manga, comic books, everything. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.